On a cool afternoon in the backyard of his adobe house, with the old family dog David Bowie panting heavily as he passed through, Sam Baca told me of the many projects he was part of when he worked with Cornerstones. A native Santa Fean and former social worker with Big Brothers Big Sisters, he joined at a time when, in his own words, the most important symbol of the heritage of northern New Mexico was deteriorating. Many churches around New Mexico had just collapsed, the one at El Valle, the one in Peña Blanca, and others. Cornerstones, when it was still a program of the New Mexico Community Foundation, saw the deterioration of the churches as an opportunity to work with communities, revitalizing traditional practices of maintaining and replastering the structures built by their ancestors. One of the first projects Sam worked on was the San Jose Church in Rosiada. Tucked behind the other side of two mountain ranges, Rosiada is 30 miles northeast of Santa Fe but can be reached only through Las Vegas. Cornerstones received a call the week before Christmas. One of the walls was slumping. From the inside, daylight peeked through, and the vigas were suspended from the ceiling. Sam tells me that the walls were soaked through and frozen, and that, if not for the shoring they installed, it would have collapsed in the spring thaw. When the spring came, the wall collapsed, but most of the roof maintained integrity. Cornerstones looked for strong commitment by community members in the rebuilding process, and the people of Rosiada did not disappoint, working every Saturday for 8 years, providing 30 volunteers consistently every weekend. Only 30 to 40 families still live there. Part of Cornerstone's mission, says Sam, was about renewing the spirit of community that had been weakened by the economic conditions, and people leaving, and the dwindling population, and so forth. Cornerstones worked on 85 to 100 projects in the first 20 years. They ranged from simple fixes to complicated works such as the one in Pajarito, located between San Ildefonso and Santa Clara Pueblos. The Hispanic community that built the church in the early 1900s was later expelled from the land through the Indian Land Repatriation Act upon discovering that the land belonged to San Ildefonso. The Archdiocese still owns the church. Cornerstones was approached by the people who used to live there, but are now scattered across New Mexico. Sam states that some were children when they were expelled. The community worked on the project and finished it in 2 years. Adobe has to be protected from water, and in the past it was done with mud plaster and was replastered every year. These acts of restoration brought the community together and deepened the connection that people felt to those buildings. Apart from work on buildings, Cornerstone also started youth programs linked to restoring churches. Sam describes to me the importance of culture for the youth, something visible even in gangs, because there is a longing to be connected to culture and for a sense of family. As we concluded our interview and the sun drew near the horizon, he described a few more projects, one at El Rito and another at Lamy. He remembers that, during one project, a child's footprint was found in the adobe brick when they were replacing the adobe. He says that there couldn't be a more dramatic connection to the past, that the footprint belonged to someone's great-grandparent helping to pat down the mud. Part of what drew him to Cornerstones and to working on churches in the community was his sense of sharing cultural values with the communities that he worked with. The values of coming together and working in the community as part of our Hispanic culture. Sam no longer works with Cornerstones. He works now at the Farmers Market Institute. He says he would do another project if one came up that he was interested in. Sam's work with Cornerstones provides a view into the changes that are afflicting New Mexico, one that seeks to fight back against the forces that are dislocating families and weakening communities.